Hi, good afternoon, all of my students. Mid-semester test has done. Now let's continue our lesson again. But before that, make sure you read your novel in time of 10 minutes before watching this video. In this learning video, we are going to talk about the using of maps of Unit 6 in your coursebook. But before that, we have to know the definition of a map first. A map is a symbolic depiction emphasizing relationships between elements of some space, such as objects, regions, or things. There are two kinds of maps. They are conventional map and satellite map. As you can see in this picture, this is a conventional map of Pekanbaru, while this a satellite map of Pekanbaru. Now, my question to everybody: which map can tell you to find a place? There are some opinions tell about this. First, a satellite map isn't as clear as a conventional map. Second opinion, it's much easier to understand satellite map. While the last opinion, I think a conventional map is much better than a satellite map. Now, let's continue to talk about health, food, and exercise. Discussion of this topic you can easily find in your coursebook, page 56 of Unit 7. Now, another question to everybody. What happens if we don't have enough sleep? As you can see on your screen, there are 3 different opinions to answer this question. Now, this is the world record of Unit 9, as you can see in your coursebook, page 72. A world record is usually the best global and the most important performance that is ever recorded and officially verified in a specific skill like sport or other kind of activity. Now, let's get to a challenge time. On your screen, I have prepared 3 questions for you. If everybody knows the answer, just directly type your answer in the comment column through your model. The first question is, what sport can athletes throw furthest? I discuss the shot put or the javelin. The second question, it's about the natural world. Which animal sleeps the most? A sloth, a giraffe, a koala, or a tiger? And the third question is about science, technology, and communication. In 2010, a paper plane flew higher than any paper plane had flown before. How high did it fly? Now, let's continue to talk about adjectives and the adverb. First, you have to know the differences between adjectives and the adverbs. Adjectives describe people or things. They go before the noun. For example, an expansive English novel. While adverbs tell us about a verb, they describe how an action is done. You can make an adverb by adding ly to an adjective. Example, neat become neatly or easy become easily. And this is the explanation about comparative and also the superlative adjectives. The way to change the positive word to the comparative and superlative, as you can see. If it is one syllable, like close, long, or even big, you just need to put er at the end of the words and after that followed by than. For example, closer than, longer than, and bigger than. For the superlative form, we just need to put the and after that followed by the adjective plus est. As the examples, the closest, the longest, and also the biggest. More than one syllable but ending with y. For example, easy. A word of easy is ended with y, so the comparative form is easier. Y change into I, and the superlative form is easiest, the easiest. And if it is more than one syllable, as the example, convenient, convenient, there are 3 syllables. The comparative form is more convenient than, while the superlative form is the most convenient. Another example for more than one syllable is beautiful, beautiful. So the comparative form is more beautiful, while the superlative form is the most beautiful. To make a comparison stronger, you can use much. A compass is much more useful than a mobile phone when you are walking in the mountains. To make a comparison between things that are or aren't equal, use not, as, blank 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 as. As the example, visiting a big modern city is not as interesting as visiting a small old town. Let's see for the example. There are 2 hills in this sentence. They are Surrey Hills and Bolcombe Hills, which are close to Sydney. Let's together compare these 2 hills. Surrey Hills is much closer than Bolcombe Hills to Sydney. Now, let's compare. Which is quicker? Taking subway from Chatswood to Macquarie Park or by walking? We can clearly say it is not as quick as walking. The following comparatives and superlatives are irregular. For example, if the adjective is good, the adverb will be well, and the comparative and superlative are better than and best. While bad, the adverb is badly, And the comparative and superlative is worse than and also worst, ended with "the." While far become further than and the furthest. Much or many, the adverb is still much, while the comparative is more and the superlative is most. Little become less than and the superlative is the least, as you can see on your screen. Let's see this example on your course book, page 59, part 7, number 2. I only sleep bad when I'm ill or anxious. Bad is the adjective and badly is the adverb. So become I only sleep badly when I'm ill or anxious. Now, look at the map of Sydney on page 35. Let's compare between Waddell Street and Harry Street. We can simply say Waddell Street is not as long as Harry Street. Now, let's continue to open your workbook, page 41, part 3, number 2. It's not good to eat quickly. You must learn to eat blank blank blank. What do you think the answer is? Yes, you're right. It's not good to eat quickly. You must learn to eat more slowly. More slowly is the comparative adverb of slow. For the last, let's open your workbook, page 55, part 5, number 2. Much is an adjective, and the comparative adverb of much is more, and the superlative is the most. So the whole sentence become a sloth sleep more than a tiger, but a koala sleeps more than a sloth. So a koala sleeps the most. That is the end of this week's explanation. Thank you.